Origin have been arrested in Mombasa today in connection with yesterday's foiled terror attack on the Mombasa's Central Police Station. The suspects were seized in Kibokoni area within the old town of Mombasa, and police are now exploring fresh CCTV footage that was acquired around the vicinity as part of their investigations. KTN's Coast reporter Francis Ontoma is working on that story. We'll have it for you in just a short while right here on Monday Night News. Meanwhile, Muslims across the country gathered in various places to celebrate the holy day of Eid ul-Adha. The celebration saw hundreds of sheep and goats sacrificed and the meal shared with the poor in society. The celebrations were marked all over the world. Millions of Muslims around the world congregated to celebrate the Eid ul-Adha festivities, which forms a central part of the Islamic faith. It marks the end of the Hajj prayers. The Eid ul-Adha festival encourages devotees to follow in the example of Abraham by offering an animal for sacrifice as a way of showing gratitude. Muslims began the celebrations with early morning prayers in various mosques and in open grounds. The celebrations were replicated in various towns including Nairobi, Mombasa, Malindi, Isiolo and others.
Furaha kubwa kwa ulimwengu kwamba inasherehekea sikukuu hii kwa amani, kwamba amani imepatikana na tunaiombea amani zaidi, kwa sababu amani ndio kitu muhimu hasa katika nchi yetu wa Kenya, ambapo hivi sasa tukaribia uchaguzi. Tunaomba kila mtu achangie kutangaza jambo la amani.
Kumwaga damu zenu na kuvunjiana heshima yenu kwamba ni haramu kama siku hii ya leo na mwezi huu wa leo na pahala hapa patukufu.
Leaders took their time to urge faithfuls to share with the less fortunate in the society. Some condemned the Sunday attempted attack on a police station in Mombasa.
Ikitokea mambo kama hizi, shida kama hizi, security becomes paramount. Let the national government be on the alert now in those areas where hizi community clashes imetokea.
Lazima kama kuna jambo lolote watu waende katika vyombo vya sheria kwenda kulalamika, kwenda kutoa malalamishi yao, lakini mambo ya kwenda kuvamia, kwenda kushambulia, kwenda kupiga kituo cha polisi, hili si jambo ambalo lilifanyika. Sisi kama Waislamu hatuli support.
With only 329 days to go before the 2017 general election, the faithfuls asked political leaders to conduct peaceful campaigns.
We should not attempt to seek political seats by causing a harm to our own people.
Uchaguzi unakuja, ni muhimu tufanye kampeni zetu kwa njia ya amani na tudumishe amani.
The event is the second most important festival in the Muslim calendar. Akisa Wandera, KTN News. All right, let's take you back to our top story tonight. 3 women of Somali origin have been arrested in Mombasa today in connection with yesterday's foiled terror attack on the Mombasa's Central Police Station. The suspects were seized in Kibokoni area within Old Town. Police are now exploring fresh CCTV footage acquired around the vicinity as part of their investigations. Here's KTN's Francis Ontoma.
Sunday, 10:11 a.m. Central Police Station, Mombasa. 3 women walk into the station. They are donned in black bui robes. They have suicide jackets on and petrol bombs ready to cause havoc. They pose as clients, duping everyone and even managing to make their way to police report desk. To everyone at the entrance, nothing is suspect about the women. Minutes later, a security puzzle, one that leaves top security officials gnashing their teeth. Police say fresh CCTV footage has been acquired, showing how the terror suspect made their way in, what may now provide deeper insight into the matter.
Meantime, the investigations are going on.
Tasmin Yakub Abdullahi Farah was one of those killed. Police have described her as the ringleader. She had a suicide jacket on, but ostensibly failed to detonate. A police raid at a home in Kibokoni Old Town area leads to the arrest of 3 other accomplices of Somali origin. The 3 are Naima Mohammed, Shukri Ali Haji, and Said Ali Haji. One more suspect was arrested this evening. Fear has gripped Kibokoni. Everyone seems shaken, and no one is ready to talk about the happening. Some, however, are bold to talk about today's arrest of the three suspects.
Ilifungwa yote, ya kuna gari kwenda huko, kuna gari kurudi huko. Zote zimefungwa. Mpaka mimi mwenyewe nilikuwa nataka kwenda kula, wamenirudisha. Rudi wewe, rudi, enda wapi? Naambia nenda kula, naambia rudi mzee.
Huu mtaa wale wa mama ambao tuwajua hapa ni wale wenyeji wa hapa. Sasa sijui huyo mama ni yupi, lakini wale wako hapa wa mama wenyeji wa hapa tuwajua sisi.
2 police officers are nursing injuries sustained during the onslaught. One was stabbed in the hip, and another female officer said to have been pregnant left destabilized. Authorities say they are still receiving medical attention. This footage takes you back to the Central Police Station. Sheer destruction, devastation. Outside, the fence is falling, the gate crying for attention, all summing up in exposing the station's soft underbelly. What perhaps the enemy may have seen a loophole to take advantage of.
The station is secure. That is why the suspects were gunned down. So as far as the security of the fence is concerned, that one is within the pipeline. It is going to be addressed.
4 suspects are already in custody as police say they have recovered 2 knives and 3 bulletproof jackets from the slain women. It's not the first time terror has visited on a police station in the coast region, but the involvement of men is an indication of how terrorism has changed.
Tunajua buibui ni vazi la kidini, kwa hivyo wao ni kama watu ambao wanachafua pia mavazi ya kidini.
The foil attack coinciding with the 15th anniversary of the US 9/11, kicking off debate on whether this could have had a powerful connection with international terror networks. No terrorist group has taken responsibility of the attack, but there is a general feeling that the scheme had highly sophisticated networks. Even as local security apparatus try to establish whether the abortive attack has any connection whatsoever with international terrorist groups, the attack ultimately exposes the state security installation's underbelly, one that must be worked upon. Francis Ontomwa, KTN News, Mombasa.
President Uhuru Kenyatta's new re-election vehicle, Jubilee Party, has formally been registered after meeting all requirements just 2 days after the merger of 11 political parties at Kasarani here in Nairobi. Speaking to KTN News on phone, the Registrar of Political Parties, Lucy Ndungu, confirmed the registration of the party, stating that she has already received all documents relating to the merger, saying she's satisfied they meet requirements of the Political Parties Act. According to the law, she now has 7 days to look into all documents submitted by parties that have dissolved into Jubilee Party to establish if they meet the legal requirements. On party officials, the registrar noted that since the party was already in existence and only changed the names from the Jubilee Alliance Party to the Jubilee Party, the president and his deputy will decide whether officials from Jubilee Party's predecessor, the Jubilee Alliance Party, will act as the new officials. Now, the emergence of the Jubilee Party and the revamped ODM appear to suggest that the country is heading in the direction of fewer parties during elections. Political analysts say that if parties continue to merge, the country may experience a drastic rise in the number of aspirants running as independent candidates for fear of being outboxed in the so-called larger parties. And as Murimi Mwangi reports, the recent enactment of a law stopping party hopping has made the need to run as independent candidates more attractive to aspirants.
Besides the ooze of color, the fireworks and the exuberance of the weekend launch of the Jubilee Party was this statement by party leader President Uhuru Kenyatta.
Wale watu ambao wanataka kusimama kwa vyeo, uamuzi ni wa wananchi, na sisi tutafanya kazi na wale wananchi watatupatia.
A statement which now appears to have put potential aspirants in perceived Jubilee strongholds in a tight corner, particularly after Parliament recently passed the law barring party hopping after party nominations. And things are not any rosier in the opposition coalition code, where individual political parties, ODM, Wiper and Fort Kenya, are laying claim to have a clean sweep of the elective slots in their respective strongholds. Analysts argue that the new state of affairs will see a higher number of aspirants seeking to vie as independent candidates.
I see a possibility that in future we'll even create space, like in other jurisdictions, where you see independent candidates having their own space to sit in our parliaments. What they call a U-shaped parliament means that on one side you have the opposition, and the other side you have government, and at the U-shape you then have independent candidates, because there will be many.
This is the challenge that the independents are going to face. You must be convincing enough as to why you feel that there will be demonstrable bias during the nomination process.
In the last elections, only 4 independent candidates were voted in as members of parliament. They were long-distance runner Wesley Korir, who trounced former Cherangani MP Joshua Kutuni, Dr. Patrick Musimba, who outmuscled former Kibwezi MP Kalembe Ndile, John Serut of Mount Elgon, and Gatobu Kinoti, who at a tender age of 29 years clinched the Buri parliamentary seat without the backing of any political godfather.
It will be a little difficult in future. But in places where people have won as independent candidates, it was also because there was a perception that there wasn't fairness in the nomination. So if you think you'll go on a small party now and win, you are wasting your time. You need that anger, that perception that you are rigged out.
There are chances and possibilities that although you have strong political parties in some zones in the country, that there are specific candidates who are going to be chosen because they are popular as a person and as opposed to the